Bailouts from cradle to grave. Connecticut Democrats pushing for the government to pay for diapers for low-income families with babies. When Gary B. Smith first heard about this, he said some things that we cannot repeat on national TV, but he's since calmed down. Gary, what do you make of this?
Well, it's totally ridiculous, Neil. This is, once again, another example of the nanny state gone bonkers. You know, Connecticut wants to spend taxpayer money to pay for something that they shouldn't be doing. Look, if they choose diapers, what's next? Toothpaste, car seats, the list can go on and on. And, you know, these people out there that need diapers can get free diapers from charities, hospitals, even the diaper companies themselves.
What do you think, Al?
You know, when I was a kid, they didn't have Pampers. They didn't have Huggies. It was just a cloth diaper, and you got safety pins, and sometimes...
I don't think my mother changed me for months.
Sometimes you got stuck with those safety pins. I mean, if you can't afford these newfangled diapers, what's wrong with going back to old school? I don't know. I think it's... I mean, it's dumbfounding, but I really probably shouldn't trash it because someday I'm going to need Depends.
So it'll go the other way around.
That's right.
Richard Brodsky, what do you make of this? I mean, this is just the latest example. We've seen variations of this, and I know my friend Gary was mentioning the toothpaste thing. That, with food stamps, you can technically purchase. So where are we going here?
Respectfully, Neil, I think that's the problem. Years ago, we found that the Pentagon was buying hammers for $350. We fixed that without making the point that there's something inherently wrong with the military. We have decided to set up a system where very poor people are able to be helped by the rest of us. You can argue with that, you can look at its economic and social advantages and disadvantages, but the TV ability of the diaper scandal should not be an opening into a debate about the White House.
I mean, waste is waste, whether it's a $10,000 hammer or what have you. But that doesn't delegitimize the issue to me.
It doesn't delegitimize it. And there is a debate to be had, but those are hard debates to have.
Gary, do you agree it's a hard debate to have? Is it a fair debate to have? Or are we being callous because we've had it with the smelly diapers?
I think you're not being callous as much as you're being... You're making too big a deal out of a small pile of something.
No.
Gary?
Well, I don't think it's a big deal at all. Look, clearly the limits and restraints of the government are set out by the Constitution. That's the clear dividing line. Once you make the decision to do diapers, you then have to make the decision, like I said, to do car seats. And the problem is, once the government gets in this, the GAO investigated this very
let's
act
keep
that
with this, guys,
under,
if we can.
And
don't want to hit you like that. Sorry. But what do you think? I mean, that we can distinguish here, but we're not, and that this is hardly heinous, smelly, but not heinous.
It's not heinous, but what do you got? You have food stamps, now you got diaper stamps, right? We're taking care of the baby at both ends of the baby.
But to Richard's point, all that pales in comparison to the $10,000 hammer.
I mean, we can buy them socks and we can buy them everything else. And listen, this country is becoming increasingly poor.
About buying the babies the hammers, give them the hammers too.
Absolutely,
Look,
but the more that we help the poor, the more that we're helping almost everybody, because the ranks of the poor are growing with this economic malaise that we're in.
We have made a decision as a society not to let people starve, not to let people sleep in the street.
But when did we add
that's
the
point,
to
Neil.
that?
That's the point.
Huggies.
And that point is worth making, but it's also worth making that we don't have a constitutional issue. We are a humane and charitable society.
Well, then,
we want to stay that way.
Look, Richard, I love you dearly, but Gary, my fear is this, that in the name of being decent, we are now feeling guilty about underwriting the cost of providing diapers to people, and that is getting weird.
How about diapers for bankers? Diapers for bankers. I'm for that.
Well, Neil,
I'm a big
you
boy
make
now.
the great point, and to Richard's point, yes, we are a humane society, but Richard, we're also a society, at least in this country, that is trillions of dollars in debt. We can't afford to be as humane as I'm sure you'd like.
It's true when you're talking about diapers. I don't think it's true when it comes to food and places to sleep. We have to focus this discussion.
So you give the diaper thing, you give a pass to the diaper thing. You think that's a little too far?
You got the diapers. Leave the real core services alone, guys. And
but you will argue, Richard, you will argue that we're broke. We don't have any money. We have to make some hard choices.
I don't need to argue that. That's a fact.
Fine, fine, fine. Where you draw the line, Al, is just where we're doling those diaper dollars.
I'm not sure where I draw the line. These are complicated social issues, but they get harder and harder.
How is the diaper thing complicated?
No,
it's not complicated at all.
Not that complicated, but you know, because like I said, cloth diapers we can do cloth diapers.
Yeah, we
People
can.
People can afford it. The swaddling cloths were good enough for baby Jesus. They're probably good enough for your baby, too.
And he dealt with straw, a lot of straw.